I'm very happy to see that Bob Odenkirk made a sequel to his 2022 movie, Nobody. Honestly, I really like this movie. I think it was honestly just as good as the first one, but I don't think it has as much impact. I think the first one has such a good setup and such a good payoff that this one does build off of that. And I do believe that it just doesn't have that impact that the first one had, right? But still that grounded, gritty, awesome violence that you love to see these movies for. And I'm glad to see that that heart attack did not slow Bob Odenkirk down at all. I was terrified when I heard about his heart attack. So I'm glad to see he's good. Glad to see he's doing better. That he's still willing to make this movie. Hopefully, there's a third one because I really like this movie. And it is one of those guilty popcorn pleasures you go to the movie for. Like, you want to go have fun. I definitely recommend going to see this movie. I'm sad that it's not doing as well as it could at the box office, especially after the first one. People seem to really love the first one, and it doesn't seem to be doing that great at the box office. But that shouldn't take away from how great this movie is, right? It's good to see Christopher Lloyd came back. RZA is still on that Wu Tang shit. And the family dynamic, I think, is even better here than it was in the first one. So, something about this movie that I really enjoyed, as I previously mentioned, the family dynamic. I like that he decided to take a step away from doing the nobody stuff and going on vacation with his family. You see him interact with his daughter, his son. He clearly loves his family, but he got to do that nobody stuff, right? And he goes on this vacation to this place that he used to go to as a kid with, I believe, RZA. Yeah, RZA, Kid RZA, with him that Christopher Lloyd used to take them to when they were kids. I think his friend, like RZA's dad, took them there. And you find out this place is under control by the underground people. Like, of course, there's always something wrong with this type of place, right? And I love the thing that sets the movie off because it's fine. They're on family vacation, they're enjoying themselves, and then they go out for the first night and they're in an arcade. And the son just lashes out on one of those dudes for being a dick, which is understandable, and especially to his little sister. And Bob Odenkirk's like trying to de-escalate, like, okay, we don't have to deal with this. Let's walk out. The guard slaps his daughter upside the head, and it's like, okay, it's about to be a mess. Like, it's about to be a mess. And he walks out, it's real quiet. He's like, oh, I forgot my cell phone. I was like, it's about to be a mess. And all hell breaks loose after that. So that scene is like the apex of all the BS coming afterwards, right? And you see this whole dynamic take place. The whole city is grimy. Like the cops, the security guards, everybody in there grimy. So they just pretty much getting followed around basically this entire film because it's run by this woman. I can't remember the actress's name, but she is diabolical in this joint, bro. Like she got everybody in line. Even not Jeffrey Wright. I always call him Jeffrey Wright, but the police sheriff guy. It was his son that the Bob Odenkirk's son had beat up in the arcade. But you find out that it wasn't that he's dirty; it's the fact that they got a dirty situation, but the son don't know about it. And he's trying to protect the son, which is understandable, right? I definitely say that the fight scenes in this movie are just as awesome and gritty and violent as the first one, but nothing hits quite as hard as him getting back on the bus in the first one, right? It's just a fun time. It's really not a lot to really deep dive into this movie, but I would say like if you really enjoy this type of action movie, Nobody Two is an absolute must. I love stuff like Nobody and Nobody Two, and I said this when the first one came out. I say it now. I am amazed at how believably badass Bob Odenkirk is as a tough guy. Like my whole life, I did not see Bob Odenkirk as a tough guy. Then Nobody happened, and I was like, oh, he is a believable tough guy. Like okay. And I think the real term for this movie, like I named it Better Call Brawl, because that's really what this is. Like every fight scene is wild, bro. Some of the cinematography in it's really good too. Um, it makes me happy to see what 88, 89-year-old Christopher Lloyd just in the movie. Like you gotta love Christopher Lloyd, bro. Like Taxi, Back to the Future, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Addams Family. You just gotta love Christopher Lloyd. You have to, and it just is what it is, bro. RZA on that Wu Tang stuff, just running around with a samurai sword, doing that Wu Tang Shaolin crap. Still doing that 30 plus years later, but I love it. I love seeing RZA, bro. Robin Wright, there's a, I think it's, no, it's Connie Nielsen. Connie Nielsen, I'm sorry. And you see that early on in the movie, they're playing games at the carnival, and she's getting nothing but straight shots. And I'm like, oh, that's going to come back later. That's going to come back later, and it does. And it's honestly a really cool payoff, in my opinion. I think it's a great payoff. I love that the two of them, no matter what kind of friction they might come across, they tend to still love each other. And you could feel his marriage was kind of slipping a little bit, but then they go on vacation and they get the honeymoon suite. And I'm gonna be honest, it's not the flyest honeymoon suite, but it's fly enough. And she thinks he packed his bag full of weapons and stuff, but no, he's got wine and some other stuff. And they start rekindling some stuff and being on vacation. I really like that. I like the family dynamic of this movie. It's not a family movie. Like, I wouldn't take my kids to see this. I don't have it. I wouldn't take my kids to see this. But I like that there's this idea that, like, the family comes together when necessary. And you see him start to rekindle some love with his son a little bit. He missed out on some games, probably missed out on some daughter stuff. You see that, and that's probably the heart of this one. That's not the heart of the first one, but you could tell that's probably where they were picking up from the first one, when he locks his family in the basement and gives his wife a kiss. Like, okay, they clearly hadn't touched each other in a minute in the first one, and they clearly hadn't touched each other in a minute in this one. I like that there's this dynamic of, we're going to take this idea from the first one that we kind of played with a little bit and then built on it more in this one. So that's great. And Bob Odenkirk is just awesome. I've always loved Bob Odenkirk. Even when he worked on The Simpsons, he was awesome. So, in my opinion, Nobody 2 is just a great time at the theater. There's no super deep dive into this film. It's just fun. It's just a fun movie. It's great. It's got a good cast. It's got great action sequences, great set pieces, all of the things you want in an action movie, and then some. So with that being said, you've been here with me. I'm going to log off, but make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys on the next one.